Actually, ang isa ra gyud nga makuha nato is kaning common motto bitaw nato nga wag maging dayuhan sa sariling bayan.
Kabalo ka unsay pitland, ma'am?
Pitland daw, kuan sa mga hayop.
Wala. Sa? Kabalo ka nga nag-iwi sa plan?
Sa una, parang wala naman. Asam ba? Asam.
No. Kabalo mo.
The name of the province of Agusan is derived from the term Agasan, meaning where the water flows. A lot of individuals have started to ponder about the places of interest in the territory, but most of them failed to venture the most interesting and peculiar part of the province, and one of it is the Kaimpugan Pitland.
The Kaimpugan Pitland is one of the habitat types in the Agusan Marsh Wildlife Sanctuary, which is the Pit Swamp Forest, and it covers around 5,325 hectares, and the area covers the municipalities of San Francisco and Talacugon. But the Kaimpugan Pitland is known as such because it is the access actually to the Kaimpugan Pitland, the very easy access is within the barangay of Kaimpugan, which is in San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. The pitlands actually in the Philippines is quite new to the Philippines because the concept of pitland was introduced just in 2005 when the wetland expert John Davis visited the Philippines. That was the time when the concept of pitland was introduced in the Philippines. Ang formation of pitland is it would take you 1 year to form 0.1 millimeters of pit soil. So, ingana siya kadugay. So, when you say your pitland area is 1,000 years old, it would take you 10 years, no? Or 10,000 years para ma-develop na siya.
About 60% of the world's wetlands are pitlands. However, in the Philippines, the concept of pitlands are foreign to its citizens.
Within the Philippines, actually, pitland areas in the Philippines is quite not that yet discovered. No? In the Philippines, during the ASEAN Pitland Forest Project, only 2 sites were being introduced as pilot sites for this ASEAN Pitland Forest Project. So one of the sites is the Kaimpugan Pitland or the Agusan Pitland, and the other site is in Leyte, Sabah. So the pitland actually in the Philippines is still being discovered. So in the Agusan del Sur areas, pitland areas in adjacent to Agusan Marsh Wildlife Sanctuary is still being assessed. So for the Kaimpugan Pitland, it was assessed during the time of the visit of the wetland expert, Dr. John Davis, in 2007. Ang pitland, isa sa iyahang pinaka-function is carbon storage. No? So, through time, katong mga wala na nga dugta nga mga organic matter nga na-accumulate din ha nga area, na-store ang carbon din ha. So, in terms of carbon storage, maingon na to nga ang pitland area is one of those ecosystem types nga makakuha na function. So, in our case, ang Kaimpugan Pitland alone, based on the study of Dr. Vanlea Alivo, Kaimpugan Pitland alone stores about 22 million tons of carbon. No? So, if you will imagine that 22 million tons of carbon, pag ma-disturb na siya na area, imagine that 22 million tonelada sa carbon ma-emit sa atmosphere. So, ang contribution nato to global warming, no? Atong i-imagine, dako dyan siya. And aside from that, ang function pod niya sa flood regulation, no, kay gina-absorb niya ang tubig and it slowly releases during dry period. No? So, mo na siya ang isa or some of the ecosystem services na provide sa pitland aside from those katong mga provisioning services like food, no, nga kanang ginakuha nato din sa area, katong mga isda nga ginakuha pod sa mga tao din sa site. So, ingan ka importante ang ato ang mga pitland areas. The water that flows out of a peatland is actually ang color niya, mura siya og tsaa. No? Tea-like ang iyahang color. So if you will look at the water from the side, kung mag-flow siya, mura siya og tea. Or if you will get the sample, ibutang nimo siya sa bottle, mga bottle, makita nimo ang color sa tubig is medyo brownish. So that is one of the indicator that the area is peatland. Now, especially if kung naka-observe mo in 2015 or until last year, di ba nga naay mga reported nga haze nga gikan Indonesia na abot diri sa Philippines nga naka-observe mo sa atong panahon nga bisag init siya, murag cloudy ang palibot. So it's because of the haze nga naabot diri sa Philippines tungod sa peatland areas in Indonesia, Malaysia nga nasunog. So ingon ana kadako ang iyahang impact, no? Ingana kadagko ang peatland area sa Indonesia, Malaysia, it would cover 22 million hectares of peatland. So, bisag masunog ang 1 ka milyon ka hektarya sa peatland nila, dako gyud kay siya og impact. No? It would affect not only those countries but also neighboring countries because of the haze. So, mao ganito nga naay mga reports nga ang Davao or ang Jensan wala sila flight because zero visibility tungod sa haze. No? So, nga maapektahan po ang economic na itong aspeto. Naatay mga policies nga nag-govern ani nga mga areas, especially if it is within protected areas. Kaya kung within protected areas, we have our NIPAS app, our National Integrated Protected Area Systems app, which is being amended by Republic Act 11038 or the expanded NIPAS Act. So, kung naakasulod sa ang imuhang peatland areas na sulod aning mga protected areas, protected sila through these laws. RA 7586 as amended by RA 11038. And naapoy mga laws na naga-state that ang peatlands, because kang iyahang is wetland man siya, it is being governed by the water code.
If this proves to be the case, this may be the first record of a peat dome in the Philippines, and as such, the stunted forest represents a unique, rare, and fragile ecosystem.
So, kung naay mga nakaanha din sa nga lugar, siguro atong i-encourage nga through word of mouth, no? Through word of mouth nga sila pod ila pong masaysay, no, balita sa uban that we have this place sa ato ang lugar diri sa Agusan del Sur that needs to be discovered. Kung maingon na to ang peatland areas, especially kung ang level of awareness sa mga tao is still very low, makaingon din sila nga ang peatland areas are wastelands, no? Kaya wala siya gamit. Pero if you look deeper into its function, kung ma-aware na ka what is the function of those peatland areas, then you will appreciate nga nung naana siya din gibutang sa Ginoo.